Hey everybody, you're listening to a new podcast from Pretentious Taste. If you can't tell by the terrible name, we have a guest star who is he was a guest. He's now the main star of the show, so to say. It's Ott.
Hi, I'm Ott.
Yeah, if you listen to the E3 podcast, you'll recognize his wonderful radio-like voice. But we're also joined by someone quite new. It's a friend of mine that I've known for about 2 years. His name is Will. Will, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Will.
And
Friend...
what? Go.
No. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And on this crazy little scheming pilot, I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, so I adore video games, and I only started playing video games in 2008. So my first console was an Xbox 360. My first handheld was a PlayStation Portable. And so while I am aware of the past generations and have played some games from like the PS2 era and the like, I really don't know much about anything released before the mid 2000s in terms of games, period. So I've basically never played any of the classic Nintendo games. I've never played any classic, like the early iterations of classic series like Metal Gear and the like. Even though I've watched videos and that sort of thing. But basically, I don't know much about old games, and I want to learn about old games. So we thought it was a great idea for me to play old games and then be told why they're great.
Now, a very interesting part of this is, you know, as far as gaming goes in my background, and we might as well, just do this just so the audience can get an idea of who we are.
Okay.
My first console, I think, was the first console I ever played a video game on was the Dreamcast. But I had whenever I was like 5 or 6, my stepdad bought our family like an N64, which I think it had been out for a couple years already. And then from the N64, we had an N64, a PlayStation 1, and the Dreamcast. And then we moved on. My stepdad was really, really into gaming, so pretty much every console that came out the day of, we would own it. And so I think by the end of like 2007 or 2008, around the time Ott started getting into gaming, I actually started dropping off. Uh, because my mom and the stepdad at the time got divorced, and he was like the only like connection I had to like actual gaming. So up until that moment, we had pretty much every console. We had the GameCube, the PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 1, the Dreamcast, uh, the original Xbox, the Xbox 360 back in like '06. And that's when it began to kind of fall off for me. Eventually, I just play games. I'd obviously like keep up to date with it because it was a very big like part of my life growing up as a kid. But I as far as it's gone, I've only been able to play games like at actual friends' houses. I only recently got a gaming PC, and I say recently, like 2 weeks ago. So I'm kind of catching up on all the games that like I missed out on because I missed out on quite a bit. In fact, I'd say that the most recent game I played and beat is like Fallout New Vegas. It's either
Man,
that or The Last of Us. Yeah,
That's
no, yeah, I own The
Last
Last
of
of
Last of
Us.
Us
Us.
is
Yeah,
more recent.
yeah.
Last of Us is a lot more recent.
Oh, okay, so that was '03, but that's or not '03, 13. So
What?
that's about 2 years. But
Jeez.
between Fallout New Vegas and The Last of Us, I played and beat like no games. Like I still actually haven't beaten like or really played Mass Effect 3. Like, and I was
You're
actually
not
really
missing
big
much.
in. I know that. I was really big in the Mass Effect series too. But that's about my background. But my favorite generation of games is coincidentally the generation that Ott has not like really played. Like my favorite console is probably the PlayStation 1. And so there are a lot of games from that generation that I just think if you haven't played them, you're really fucking missing out. And so that's kind of my background. Will, tell us about you.
Okay, so my background is I started off a generation after Danny. Actually, I started off with the original Xbox. And The first game that I actually remember playing that put some significance in my head was Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. Oddly enough, the first one's one of my favorite games. I played it afterwards. Whatever. Uh, I then frequently started getting the new console right after it came out. I have played at least one game on every single console. Uh, going back all the way to I think going back to the NES, not the Atari. So I lied. I'm sorry.
Does the Atari even count anymore though? Like,
I have no idea. That's why I wonder.
what did the Atari have? Like Pong, and like.
Well,
No, that was
Pong
even
had
earlier.
Pong.
Pong was just,
Pong.
Oh, okay, all right. What the fuck did the Atari have?
It had
jeez.
Pac-Man.
It was a very bad port of Pac-Man.
It was a very bad port of
Yeah,
Pac-Man, but it did have Pac-Man.
Yes, it had Defender, I think that was on there. Space Invaders was on
Yeah.
there. Those old classics that do not hold up at all, that like you can run on a watch these days.
Yeah.
Not even an Apple Watch, just like you could probably
Just a watch. Just get a digital watch and program it.
I played a ridiculous amount of Galactica as a kid. Is that the name, or is that a
I
movie
think it
with?
was Galaga. I think
Galaga.
Galaga is what
Yeah.
you're thinking.
Yeah, I played a lot of Galaga.
Galactica is a Marvel character, buddy.
No, that's Galactus.
That's Galactus. Okay, there are a lot of
Wasn't there also like a movie with fucking Ethan Hawke in it, like Gattaca?
That's Galaga.
Gattaca.
That's
Yeah.
Gattaca.
Fuck, man, fuck this.
Now we're just playing word association games. Great.
See, that's what this podcast is. It's all about games, and we're making them up on the fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Well, yeah.
There we go. But yeah, basically my background with games is I've had them pretty much all my life, ever since like 2000, whenever the Xbox came out, which I think was 2000, 2002.
It was 02.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a year after the PlayStation 2 came out.
Yeah, it was somewhere around there. Ever since then, I've always had video games in my life.
The original Xbox was like, I remember getting that and just having absolute, like I had Halo and that was like it. Like I don't remember playing a single thing on it other than like obviously there were like games that like puzzle games, like fucking there's this like egg puzzle game that I played. But like other than that, I remember playing Halo and oddly enough another game called Brute Force, which was done by Bungie, and a terrible third-person shooter. That even as a kid, I knew it was shit. Like and
good old Bungie getting lucky as fuck.
Yeah, like Bungie Brute Force. If anybody fucking remembers that game, and Destiny should be proof enough that Bungie cannot make a game. That they just got really lucky with Halo 1 and 2 and 3. 3 was good.
I don't remember 3 that much.
It was a lot of the same. I remember playing a lot of Halo 3 was probably the game I played the most of on like live with a lot of friends. But I mean, you know, that the fucking campaign for that game was just pretty memorable. Yeah. I can't really think of anything. I was thinking of scenes, but then I was like, no, that's in Halo 2. Well, that's in Halo 1. Yeah, Halo 3's campaign was pretty shit, actually.
Halo 3 has shit campaign. It has pretty fun combat, though. I mean...
Yeah, the multiplayer was fun, yeah.
There is one level in the Halo 3 campaign that I think is probably the highlight of that whole series for me.
Oh, really?
Which is the, I think it's called the Storm or something, and it is just, like, there are like 3 big scarab battles, and it's awesome.
I think I do. Is that on the snowy level? It was like a snow level, right?
Was it? It was by a beach.
I think what you're thinking of, Danny, is another part from Halo 1. Because there is a snow level in Halo 1 that's really big.
Okay, yeah, that's what I am thinking. Okay, so I don't remember that level at all then. Damn.
Also, Fact Checking Kills podcasts, as many podcasts I listen to constantly tell me, but I just, while Bungie deserves shit, it does not deserve shit for Brute Force, which was developed by Digital Anvil.
Oh, okay.
And the guys behind that are now in charge of Star Citizen, so take that as you will.
Okay, I will. I could have sworn... No, here's why I thought Brute Force was developed by Bungie. It was, I got a demo disc of Brute Force with, like, Halo 1 and 2. I think that's why I thought. And so my brain kind of made the connections.
But That would be a connection, if
All
you
right.
ask me.
Well, good on Bungie for not making brute force. Then.
Bad on Bungie for making Destiny.
Yeah, bad on.
Boo.
Oh man, I played Destiny at a friend's house. I used to work at this amusement park, and shortly after it went out of service, like Destiny came out, and so for like 3 days I didn't really have anything to do, so I just played Destiny because I was like, why the fuck not? Um, and on top of that, my girlfriend at the time had like just broken up with me, so it was like the perfect time to like just isolate myself and play a game, any game, and Destiny just happened to be the one. I got to max level in about 3 days, and I remember just the entire time my friends would like talk to me like they were like, "What do you think of Destiny?" And I'm like, "I this is the most nothing game I've ever played. Like everything is the same," which has been said to death already about that game, but
Yeah.
literally every mission was the same. And I was like, I don't even know why I keep fucking playing this game. I have this really terrible problem where as soon as I get an MMO, I have to hit max level in it, even if it's a shitty MMO. It it's just a weird little like obsession that I get. I get obsessed with shitty MMOs, and I hit max level in Destiny, and everybody I know was like, "Oh, it gets so much better when you hit max level. That game just opens up." And I think maybe 30 minutes into max level, I was like, "Yeah, okay, I'm done with this fucking game." And I just like I haven't touched it since. That game I know a lot of people who like constantly play that game like now, and I'm just like, "What the fuck are you even like?" As far as grindy games go, Destiny is probably the worst because it's grindy, but it's also got like terrible shooting. And
Uh,
of all the things that could kill a game, like terrible shooting is one of grinding and terrible shooting. That's just like that is an actual shitstorm.
that is the eye of the shitstorm.
Yeah. So Destiny is a
It's not fun. It's
no
not good.
no.
Now,
Don't
are you
don't.
talking max level or are you talking max level?
I'm talking max level. I got the gear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Dang. That's a whole
3 days. Fuck.
I didn't even make it that far. I was like, I got to max level,
Yeah.
and I was like, well, I'm so glad I didn't pay for this. And then I just did something else.
Yeah, I was glad I didn't pay for it either. I was glad that Cody just happened to fucking buy. I don't like everybody bought that game on launch, and I feel like a lot of it was because it was so marketed that people just felt obliged to buy it.
It was also, there was
Yeah.
nothing on, like, PlayStation or Xbox. Like,
Yeah.
just people wanted some
Yes.
exclusive to play on there. It
Yeah.
was like, oh, if you're in the desert and you find a puddle and someone has peed in the puddle, you're still probably going to drink from the puddle.
But it's like there was still like that game was still like it
That's
still
a
came
weird
out
analogy.
on PS3 on Xbox 360. Like okay, at least Xbox
I actually
One.
played it on 360.
Yeah,
But-
see? At least Xbox One. I mean, the PS4 still has no games. I mean,
It doesn't have any games.
Bloodborne.
I own a PS4, and I can honestly say there are no games for it.
There are a lot of good indie games.
There are. There really are.
I played this
But-
one game at a friend's house called Towerfall Ascension. That was real fun. It's like this. It's like a original Mario Bros. Like a clone. And,
Ah.
Yeah.
Except it's got like a class system. It kind of reminds me of Gauntlet a little, like in the class system and like the heroes you have and shit. It's actually a pretty fun game. Then yeah. So what we also do on Pretentious Taste Music Edition is we just cover what we've been up to recently. So if anybody wants to start that train, they can. And I'm gonna sit this one out because I just recorded an episode of the Pretentious Taste Music cast like yesterday. So if people want to hear what I've done with my week, they can fucking listen to that episode.
Cross branding. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the only person to make it that was a main star from the other
Yeah.
Pretentious comes in.
I asked RJ and Chewy might drop in a little bit actually, but yeah. So if whoever wants to take it away can fucking take it away, take the spotlight.
Go for it, Will.
Okay. So recently I got back my copy of Persona 3. I've been playing a whole lot of that. Don't like it as much as Persona 4 in any regards, but it's a fun game. It's definitely decent. I haven't beaten it yet.
Is this like? Do you like the story more than Persona 4 at least, or do you still like the P4 story more?
I still prefer P4 story more. P3 has a has a good story. It really does.
Do
But
not say anything. I just started playing that last week.
Yeah, we're not
okay,
gonna,
okay.
we're not gonna
I'm not
spoil
gonna
shit.
I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm just like, it's get up the tower.
Yeah.
That's basically the story so far. I think I'm like halfway through the game. So if the story ramps up within like the second half, then I'll be surprised. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about P3 for now.
What else have you been up to?
I've been getting really into that Crunchyroll account that I have now.
Oh yeah,
Watching a lot of anime.
The accidental Crunchyroll account. I didn't talk about that on last week's podcast. I might talk a little bit about that as well. We've been both watching something.
Oh yeah, we both have been watching actually a lot of. I've been watching a lot of things. You've been watching a lot of the same thing.
Yeah, just one thing, but I mean, I don't. Here's the thing.
It's good.
I don't
really
like
good.
anime. I don't like anime. I like one. Okay, I can name like 5 animes that I like. Like, I don't like anime, but when I get into an anime series, I get really fucking into it. And the most recent obsession has been JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's really fucking good.
It's really good.
Really
it's amazing, actually. One of, if not the best anime going on at the moment.
Oh, it's definitely the best one going on at the moment. What else is going? Fucking Attack on Titan and like
Attack on Titan. I don't know if they're gonna make another season until the manga's done.
Yeah, like, which is, I don't like Attack on Titan at all. Like,
I don't like the way the characters are drawn. It annoys the fuck out of me.
Yeah, that's the same thing with me in Attack on Titan. I don't like the animation style. It's pretty weird looking and bothersome.
Yeah. But the two things that I really watched, I rewatched Gurren Lagann, the entire thing, which is, it's a really good anime. It's really cool. Danny, if there's any anime out there that I think that you would like, Gurren Lagann would be one of them.
I've tried Gurren Lagann. I don't know if
can't do it.
Yeah, it's not my thing. Like, I like
giant robots, man.
I know, I like giant robots. I literally just said I like giant robots, but I don't know. Maybe I just need to rewatch it.
Yeah, recheck it out, man. It's good. It's really good. And I also watched Kill la Kill, the entirety of that.
Fucking Phil Fish on Twitter like a couple of weeks ago was like, sexism less sexism. he put sexism less sexism, you greasy fucking neckbeards.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. He's not that wrong. He's not that fucking wrong.
I just love how he puts you greasy fucking neckbeards at the end of it.
The main plot element in fucking Kill la Kill is that there is a shirt that there's a uniform that changes from being a uniform into a slutty outfit that makes you much better at fighting.
Oh yeah, I've watched like 3 or 4 episodes a while back, but yeah, I know the premise of it and whatnot. I just, Phil Fish is a gem, you know.
Yeah, he can really write an insult. It's actually pretty amazing, to tell the truth. He tried to insult Kojima with that Silent Hill thing.
What did he say?
Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
It was on his Twitter thing, and he showed pictures of the women in Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah.
He showed the pictures of them, and they were all in their slutty outfits, and he's like, Silent Hill is one of the most I can't think of the word right now. Fuck me.
Misogynistic?
No.
Oh.
So it's one of the most. It was something like subtle. Silent Hill is one of the most subtly sexual games in all of gaming history, and then he just shows how not ambiguously. Fuck that. How like over the top the sexualized. How over the top sexualized the women are in Metal Gear Solid 4, and he's like, I really hope that Kojima can pull off this difficult task.
So he was one of those people.
Yep.
Phil Fish going after Kojima. Nice. I like it.
Yeah, he tried.
What else have you been up to, man?
Really? Other than that, not much. I haven't been doing much this week. I moved into this apartment. And so now all I do is watch the dog whenever Kate's away.
Yeah. All right. Ott, you here?
Yeah, I'm here after dropping out for
Yeah,
10 minutes.
Yeah, you dropped out there for
So-
a little bit.
And that seems like good timing because I heard the words Metal Gear Solid 4 and what sounded like a plot point, so...
No, it wasn't.
Oh, good.
Wait
Thank
a
goodness.
second. Wait just a second, Ott. Wait just a second. How many Metal Gear games have you played?
I have watched 1 and 2 get played all the way through. I have beaten 3 and Peace Walker, and I am on Act 5 of 4.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You're doing decent.
Because I figured, I assumed, since you were excited for Metal Gear Solid 5, you'd
at least played 3.
Yes.
Like
yes.
you'd at least
Yeah,
played 3 in
obviously.
Peace Walker.
Yeah.
Okay,
definitely.
no. Fuck people who are just playing 3 in Peace Walker to get ready for Metal Gear Solid 5.
Hey.
Fuck those people.
Hey,
All
I'm
right.
saying in at least here, buddy.
No, man. If I guess I'm an elitist towards this, but there's gonna be fucking Liquid Snake's clearly a major plot point of Metal Gear Solid 5. If you don't at least know what's going on in Metal Gear Solid 1, you're still gonna have no fucking clue what's going on in Metal Gear Solid 5, I'm sure. Or you might have a clue, but you're gonna be missing out on like a lot of references and nod tos that like people who have played or seen the games like would catch, you know? And I feel like you wouldn't be giving yourself the full experience.
You wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because I made the unfortunate decision of playing Metal Gear Solid 3 first, because I was like, it comes first in the timeline. But then I missed out on all of the jokes and references and nod tos that Metal Gear Solid 3 had towards MGS 2 and 1. And
There are a lot of them.
I felt bad about that. Like, I was like, oh, I missed out on a decent chunk of like the game's like humor and campiness.
Oh man, I missed out on the mask actually being right the whole time.
Yeah. But anyways,
Oh, God.
I believe it's your turn. Take it away.
Yeah. So I've been in the midst of doing a bunch of thesis prep work, Joy. I've been playing Persona 3 Portable, actually. Just picked that up last week. I've been watching Giant Bomb's endurance run of Persona 4 with my girlfriend. I'd seen it before, but I hadn't remembered anything, and I was like, I kind of want to play one of these. I don't have a Vita. Guess I'll go with... I do have a PSP. Let's go with the third one. And like Will mentioned, yeah, not really digging it as much as I dig what's going on in 4, but in terms of like, I want to go into a dungeon and grind while I listen to podcasts, it fits that bill perfectly. And I've also, speaking of shitty MMOs, I've been playing Elder Scrolls Online for the
Jesus
PS4.
Christ.
Woo! That's the best
Fuck.
MMO I've ever seen.
Fuck, man. I heard it got better.
It's fine.
Is it?
Yeah, it's fine. It's
just-
not dreadful. It's like
It's not Elder
I don't
Scrolls
know.
though.
What's really funny is
nah, but it's better than like I'm enjoying it more than I have enjoyed any other MMO I've played, with the exception of the first Guild Wars, which barely qualifies as an MMO.
Yeah, that does barely.
Did you do Guild Wars 2?
I played it for about 3 hours and was like, I don't want to play this. This is not Guild Wars.
I felt
Get out of here
the
with
same
your-
way.
There's nobody in Guild Wars 2 anymore.
Not-
I have
not
a friend
anymore,
that
that's
still
really-
plays it, and like
Does not surprise me.
yeah, I have a friend that still plays it, and I saw him playing it one day, and I was like, "What are you playing?" He was like, "Guild Wars 2," and I was like, "Wow, are you in like a zone where there's like not supposed to, like, are you leveling or something?" And he was like, "No, this is a major city," and I think I saw like 10 people, and I was like, "Oh man, that's
Well, damn.
depressing. That's real depressing."
Yeah.
To what? How the mighty have crumbled.
Yeah.
The
Elder
mighty
Scrolls
Guild
Online's
Wars
okay.
2.
What is?
It's Elder Scrolls Online. It's fine.
Is it?
It's
Are you lying
yeah,
to
it's
yourself?
fine. No,
Uh,
it's fine. I mean,
I-
it's like I need a mindless game in my life. I need something that I can just sit down and turn it on and be like, I'm gonna play this, and I'm going to have another browse, and I'm gonna have another screen that's playing a TV show.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Well,
I
I
understand that.
I need to do something. I need to do something with my hands while I'm watching Columbo for
See,
research purposes.
I usually if I want to listen to music, I'll play like Dota while I listen to music, and
Yeah, fair.
that fills the void pretty nice.
That's what I use P3 Dungeon for.
Yeah.
The dungeons MP3.
Yeah, well, that's what I use for when I'm lying in bed listening to podcasts. When I want to sit in a chair and just
Okay,
really
yeah.
just sort of like have that living room experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when I
Yeah, I get you.
play it. And I'm also playing through The Witcher 3, which I was hoping to finish before MGS5 came out, and that's not going to happen
Oh, Witcher
at
3 is
all.
huge.
It is so long.
We'll beat it
It's-
in like 3 days.
I beat it in 3 days.
You fucking no-lifed the hell out of it, dude.
Damn, I
But
I've never done anything that even approaches that. Holy crap.
I almost did that with Dragon Age Inquisition. But I got burnt out on the Western RPG. Even though Witcher is not actually a Western RPG, it is made to be like a Western RPG. So it kind of has like the similar feel.
No, Witcher's Western.
It's totally a Western RPG.
Yeah,
Is it
Like,
Western?
even-
I thought-
yeah, it's
I thought-
Western.
It's
Eastern European is, in terms of game design philosophy, is basically Western.
It's
Yeah.
still technically Western. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When people
I
say
actually
like
did not know
Western
that.
versus Eastern, they mean like culturally, like not necessarily location wise, I guess. Like
Well, that's kind of what I was kind of going for, but I was thinking like the Western continents.
yeah, I
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Western like mythology and shit is like King Arthur and like a medieval stuff like that, whereas Eastern like mythology is like
Yeah, I get you. I get you now. But yeah, as far as like the Western RPG goes, since both Dragon Age Inquisition and Witcher kind of fall into the same brand, after playing through all of the Witcher in like 3 days, I then went to play Dragon Age Inquisition, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna really plow through this one too. Just fly right through it.
Oh,
Just go right in. And I was like, this is a lot of stuff to take in. God damn.
Yeah, I heard Ink was like fucking huge.
It
and
is.
it was boring as shit. I'm sorry. I don't know. I played about 20 hours of it at launch, and it was just so, like, the combat was such a poor middle ground between the like tactical nature of the first game and the mashy action time of the second game, like just trying to please everybody but pleasing no one, and just everything felt like a bloody single player MMO, and that's not what I want from Dragon Age, and I was sad. And yeah,
I heard it was like a poor man's Baldur's Gate.
the first
I
one,
haven't played Baldur's
No, not
Gate,
the first one,
so-
the third one.
Inquisition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inquisition.
Yeah, I haven't actually played the Baldur's Gate, so I don't really know. But I have gone really into Inquisition, and it gets better. It does get better. I mean, the combat is still feels like a weird mixture of the two original games, but as far as like story and intrigue and all that stuff, it actually does get more interesting.
yeah, I bet it does, but I don't know. I just its window has passed for me. Just like having played The Witcher in terms of like what an RPG, a Western RPG can accomplish in terms of world building and like side quest design and the like, it would be really hard to go back to Inquisition and be just like, collect the 10 goat skins, please.
That's very true, actually. Yeah, I understand you completely. But a thing to make The Witcher even better is to read the books.
Yeah, I've read them. I've read a couple of them. Haven't read all of them, but yeah, no, totally.
Yeah, it just... I started reading the first few after I had actually played it, because I didn't know they were books until after I played the games. And then I started reading them, and it's like, you start understanding so much shit. It's like, a whole lot of the stuff that's in the game that flies over your head, like, no doubt, undoubtedly, it just flies over your head because you haven't read the book.
Yeah,
So
who's
it's like
this
there's
Siri
some-
person and all that.
Yeah, all that shit. It just like flies right over your head, and then after you read the book, you're like, oh, I see now. I get the stuff they're doing here.
Those
I-
books are old, yo.
The books are old.
It's like predates Game of Thrones. It's crazy.
I have absolutely no interest in The Witcher, like at all. Like,
I respect that.
and
It's fine.
I kind of realized this. I was watching. I don't know if you guys follow. I know Will does because I introduced him to Will. Odd, I'm not sure if you do. There's this YouTuber called Super Bunny Hop, and he
Nope.
does these like critical analyses of games and shit. And usually, even if it's a game I haven't played, I'll watch them because they're pretty entertaining. And he was doing his third one for the Witcher series, and about halfway through the video, I was like, "Yep, I've realized that over this 3-part series, and on top of what I've seen about The Witcher and the 20 minutes or so I played of Assassins of Kings, I have no fucking interest in the series." And I don't know why, because at first I was like, is it a Western RPG thing? Am I just not as interested in Western RPGs at the moment as I used to be? But I'm playing through Pillars of Eternity right now, so like, I'm not
Uh,
sure what's keeping me from enjoying The Witcher, and
it,
it's kind of bothering me.
it's a very
It's weird.
it's a different game than like a Baldur's Gate or a Pillars of Eternity or something. It's like it's very like the combat's not the best. It's like very action focused, and
Well,
it's
not the
like it's
first one.
well, yeah, good point. But the later ones are very much more like hewing towards an action RPG stylization than a WRPG
But
stylization.
okay, I have to ask, what appeals more to you? Is it the world, the story, or the gameplay? Like, what appeals, or does it just all come together for you? Like, is The Witcher like a, is it in that sense like a great game where everything comes together, or like what shines for you guys the most? Is it the gameplay, or is it the world, or is it like what? Like, what
Uh,
attracts you to it?
well, to me, it's mostly the world. It's the world, but in some cases, it depends on which game you're talking about. The first one's easily the world. Second one, it's the story, and third one, it's a bit of the gameplay and the world.
It's definitely the world for me. That's I like a world that is the landscape itself is built to encourage exploration as opposed to the game telling you where to explore.
Oh
And
yeah.
granted, the Witcher does have like exclamations points and stuff across the map, but just the way it looks and like just seeing landmarks and just wanting to go there as opposed to having something on your minimap saying go here you'll get a thing like in so many other RPGs and open world games these days. It's really refreshing in that,
Mhm.
and that the world design sort of hooked me, and then the story sucked me in. I didn't play Witcher 1 or 2. I read story synopses. I played like the first act of Witcher 2 at one point, I think, but just I'm a sucker for huge open worlds that are designed to just make the act of exploration itself enjoyable as opposed to what awaits at the end of the exploration.
Mhm.
And it nails it. It nails it like it's almost unparalleled.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I,
There's also to say this, Danny. You played probably the worst one to play.
Witcher 2?
Assa- Assassins of Kings. While a whole lot of people say it's amazing for the story. Its gameplay is bullshit, and its world, like the way how it is, as Bunny Hop put it, it's consoleized. They consoleized it.
Mhm.
That kind of like makes everything just a big slog to get around because you have to go through. You now, instead of being able to run from city to city and stuff like that, like you can in the third game, you can only like walk halfway through a city, then you have to go through a door to get to the other half of the city, and then you have to go through another door to get out of the city, and then you have to walk to the place. It's stuff like shit like that, which is really annoying and really dulls an otherwise like entertaining walk around type of exploration type thing.
See, but
If you know what I mean.
yeah, but like here's the I can like play like games that are like I guess like uh, uh irritating to play. Like I like I play a lot of aged games, a lot of dated games like Morrowind, for instance. To a lot of people, could be very irritating to play, no doubt. It's got an archaic combat system. It looks like shit. You move at a snail's pace. So it's not necessarily that it was that aspect of it. It was more so, I guess, the world wasn't hooking me. And so I was kind of scared that you guys were both going to say the world's the big deal with The Witcher, because as far as setting goes, it kind of reminds me of like Shrek, like
Yeah, that
like, and I just
Yeah,
it can it
that's a
can feel
pretty
like
good
Shrek.
synopsis in an interesting way.
yeah.
It's like a very violent Shrek.
And I mean, like, I like some of the things it's doing. I love obscure fucking Polish folklore and shit like that. That's cool. I like that. But I think really at this point, I'm in a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. I'm playing Pillars of Eternity. I might just be like overslogged by Western RPGs.
It
Yeah,
might
And
be.
that
I can
might.
see that.
So I guess in that case, The Witcher kind of came at a terrible time, and it's not like I'm going to be able to play it anytime during this year after I get unslogged from Western RPGs because Metal Gear Solid 5 is coming out, and then after that, Fallout 4. So
Yeah.
there goes the rest of my year.
And then
Yeah,
Just
you're-
Cause
you're-
3, yeah. Sorry.
See,
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'll be able to play Just Cause 3 because I'll have fucking Fallout 4 and MGS 5.
You're getting your Fallout 4. I'm personally, while I like the Fallout series, I've never been the biggest fan because I
I'm
don't
a huge
really.
Fallout fan. I'm a huge
I'm not-
Fallout fan.
I'm not the
I am
biggest fan of really.
gigantic.
Yeah.
I'm not the
It is-
biggest fan of like. I'm not the biggest shooter fan, as Danny over here knows. I do like RPGs, and I do like the world that Fallout creates, but I still can't stand the combat. I hate it so much, just so much.
You're playing it wrong.
I understand
Vats,
that.
yo.
but
VATS is
Ugh.
so. Look, man. Okay, I've been playing through Fallout New Vegas again. For God knows how many times. I don't know what playthrough this marks. Except this time I've actually modded it. This is the first time I can play it on a gaming PC, so it's modded, and it is modded to hell. I got this interesting mod called A World of Pain, which adds in like
Yeah.
a ton of locations, a ton of really hard enemies. It legitimately scares me to play that game now because I'm like, oh god, how long ago did I save? I don't want to lose progress because I'm gonna die again. I can just feel it. And the way I'm playing now is for the first time I'm doing like a sneak run. Like I've already got sneak up to 100. I'm getting my guns up. The whole thing is up.
Yeah.
I modeled my character after Big Boss. And
Yep,
so I was
Big
like,
Boss run.
That's what I'm gonna play as. And everything, and I'm doing it without a companion for the first time as well. I usually play with companions. Something I've realized: companions fucking break that game. That game.
They really
Yep.
do.
That
Yep.
game becomes easy peasy with a companion. So I'm playing without a companion, and everything just feels more tactical. Like every time I get
Hey,
into a fight, I'm like, oh shit, all right, here are the decisions I gotta make. Let me go into VATS. Let me fucking, okay, all right. Yep, attack that guy. All right, and then I can sneak over here and get away from, and maybe go back into caution. Oh shit! And it just
That's-
it feels like the perfect like RPG. Like
now, Danny, what you are employing here is tactical espionage action, good
yeah,
sir.
I'm playing the tactical espionage
Yeah.
action. That's a wonderful thing about New Vegas. You can play that game however the fuck you want. It's one of the few games that just does not care however you decide to play it is just as legitimate as any other playthrough.
It's
Yeah,
so
that's
great.
very true.
It's
It's
awesome.
so great.
I really do like respect Fallout for that. I think that's like great. That's why I think it's better than Elder Scrolls. Even though personally, my game taste and all that stuff appeals more towards Elder Scrolls. I don't like it as much. I think Fallout's
Mhm.
better
Yeah.
because it just does so many things so much better. But there's just something about it that I've never really had as much appeal towards.
Yeah, I
And-
understand.
Yeah, there are things like that. Not to
I'm not saying
dilute
you're
on.
wrong.
Fall-
I'm explaining why I think Fallout's like probably one of my favorite game series. I'm not gonna. It's definitely my favorite Western game series. I'll say that. As
Yeah,
far
that's-
as the Americas go, Fallout's probably my favorite game series.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. What do you have to compete with? Fucking Mass Effect?
Actually, yeah, you do have to compete with Mass Effect.
Yeah, because Mass Effect's Canadian, and yeah.
Boom.
What else is there Western? Gears of War is fantastic. Naughty Dog puts out some decent games.
Naughty Dog puts out some good stuff.
I wasn't
They-
like a huge fan of Last of Us, and I could care less about Uncharted, but I don't know. They put out some decent games.
I really like Uncharted, and I really like Last of Us.
They're cinematic,
They're very cinematic.
very cinematic.
Very cinematic.
You could just say that over and over. There should be a review for a Naughty Dog game that's just like, oh, it's so cinematic. The cinematicism is so cinematic.
It's literally that sounds like an IGN review for
Yeah, that
a 9 out of 10 cinematic.
cinematic.
It's like
Ugh.
it's like
It's
cinema
not- it's-
with guns. That's
I
what
love
it's like.
that. I love
Man,
it.
This is this is hitting right into the core of what my thesis is talking about.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want to start talking about like freeze frame theory and stuff, but
What's freeze frame theory?
well, it's like so. Long and short is that film, in the word of all the crazy theorist people, is like bait is sort of like a reanimated medium because when you're talking about a film strip, it's full of tiny little frames,
Yeah.
and each of them is a still photo, which is itself kind of like a corpse of sorts because it's like an imprint of something that happened in the past that is now dead.
Yeah.
And so like I'm writing this thing where I'm right now I'm writing this thing where I'm arguing that while games are also based on frames, the fact that their death in games is so explicit that implicitly games are not about death at all. They're about overcoming death because death is rendered an obstacle rather than an ultimatum.
Yeah.
Whereas with films often end with a death, and film is composed of death, even no matter what the subject matter is. Whereas games have this ontology of no, even if you die, you just come right back. Games don't end. Like so many games, like just when you finish the game, go play multiplayer. When you finish the game, here you are back in the world again. Do what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that actually encapsulates my big issue with like games that try very hard to be cinematic, like The Last of Us or more specifically The Order 1886.
God. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Like, I don't know. My favorite games I've realized have always been games that, like, yeah, games that tell great stories are fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but games that can, the perfect game for me is a game that can tell a great story and the gameplay reflects the story. And that's why Metal Gear Solid 2 is like my favorite game of all time, because the themes and the ideas and the story itself that Metal Gear Solid 2 is telling, not only is the player reflected in the main character of the game, but the gameplay mirrors the events that are being told in the story, and on top of that, the setting, it all comes together in like this really great pie that it tastes like shit, but it's meant to be like it's meant to taste like shit. And
It's the
when
most expertly crafted shit pie that ever existed.
and so
Yeah.
when you realize that, it doesn't taste like shit anymore. Like, so many people were really pissed off at Metal Gear Solid 2, and I understand why, because that game is littered with terrible design choices. It's got an underwater escort mission.
Oh, God!
This was all done.
I'm so glad I didn't have to play that. I just watched it. It was still painful watching it, but...
That was the first one that I played.
MGS2 was the first Metal Gear game I played as well when I was like 7 or 8. My dad like got it, and he was like, apparently this game is the shit. And I really liked it. I really liked it a lot, watching him play it. I didn't actually play it until pretty recently, actually. What got me into Metal Gear was the trailer for Metal Gear Solid 5, believe it or not. I saw the Red Band trailer for Metal Gear Solid 5. I was like, that blew my fucking mind. It's time. I need to play these games. And so I played all the games, and I was like, well, yep, now I can't wait for Metal Gear Solid 5. And that comes out in like 13 days.
Oh, and the reviews drop.
Yeah,
this
this
Sunday.
segues perfectly.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 5 reviews drop fucking Sunday.
It's gonna be great.
I don't know if I'm gonna read any of them. I know that
I'm probably
like
not. I'm not gonna read any of them. I'm staying away from that shit.
What's your prediction for the Metascore?
I think the Metascore will be 89. I think.
I have a feeling around the same.
That's about what I'm thinking. I'm thinking somewhere between 87 and 91.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless we get Kojima Ruse Cruised and it's actually like Silent Hills, like you put in that Metal Gear Solid 5 and then you just see Silent Hills on your screen.
I'm gonna be honest. I would be happy either way.
I would not. I want Metal Gear Solid 5. Okay, I need to know who Skullface is. This question has been fucking biting me.
I think he's Volgan.
Do you think he's Volgan?
I think that despite the fact that Volgan showed up in a trailer, like that first
Volgan's
big
in a
trailer, but
yeah.
I don't know. I think it makes some minor amount of sense.
I really hope it isn't Volgan because Volgan's like my least
That would be
favorite
stupid.
Metal Gear. Yeah, it is.
Well, yeah, he's
It's like Jason Todd being someone in the Batman universe.
Oh God! Oh God!
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Well,
Nothing.
you know damn well what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about, man?
I'm not gonna spoil it because that game's still kind of fresh.
God.
I think I just spoiled it by saying
Yes, you did. You fucker.
that.
I didn't need to spoil shit.
Yep. Jason Todd's Harley Quinn, guys.
Yep.
It's been revealed.
Yep.
Chico is quiet.
Chico's quiet.
Jason's Harley
I
Quinn.
actually firmly believe that Chico is quiet, man. I
don't.
100% believe it. Why?
I don't, because the voice actress has explicitly said no, she isn't. But
voice
people could lie
actresses
through their
can
teeth,
lie.
granted. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Do you remember whenever Jeff Keighley
And granted, voice actress is funny but
Yeah.
mocap. Yeah, it's all weird. I don't
Jeff Keighley
don't
lied
think there's
through
gonna
his
be a
fucking
big twist.
teeth.
I just don't think there is.
He said there would be on Twitter, but Kojima could be
It's
lying.
twist.
And
But
that's the twist.
Yeah.
The twist
No,
is a twist, yo.
Kojima is a very adequate liar.
He is absolutely.
I
It all
I
adds
just
up
don't see
though.
it.
I mean, come on.
don't know.
Like, okay,
It
you had
adds
that
up
side
in
quest.
the
You had that side quest in Ground Zeroes where the people talked about how they cut off the limbs that they hurt people with, you know, which
I don't know.
is it's kind of like, you know, castration. And
Oh.
Quiet was a sniper deprived of her words, and the biggest thing that Chico did that hurt people was he talked too much. I'm just saying.
Eh.
And Chico wanted to be a fucking sniper in Peace
No, I
Walker.
wanted to be a hunter. I wanted to be a
explained-
hunter.
Hunter.
Text says hunter.
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 There's a difference between sniping and hunting.
It's
One and the same.
They can overlap, but I don't know. I don't. That just. Nah.
if you ask me, I'm not gonna be making any conclusions because I don't like doing that. I like allowing the story just to kind of tell me what's going on, and then after the story has happened, I analyze it. I don't like trying to guess.
I love trying to guess. That's my shit.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't actively
I don't
like
like doing
do it.
it.
I hate people that actively fucking do it. Like if I'm in a movie theater with someone and they won't shut up about what they think's gonna happen next, or if I'm just watching a movie with someone and they're doing that. But like beforehand, I love guessing that shit. I love trying to figure it out, and while watching in my head, I like try and figure it out. Like that episode of Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah.
The season 2 episode 1 where there was like multiple dimensions like overlapping and shit. I wanted to like in my head I was like trying to figure out like what exactly, you know, was gonna how it was gonna end, you know, like that sort of shit. I'm really into like that's why I like murder mysteries. That's why I like Persona 4 a lot.
Yeah, Persona 4 does that really well, actually.
I like guessing who it's gonna be. I like that shit.
Persona 4 Golden does it even better than Persona 4 does.
Yeah, well, fuck you and fuck your Vita.
Haha!
I'm not buying a Vita just so I can play P4 Golden like somebody.
Buy a Vita for P4 Golden. Do
God.
it, everyone that's watching.
I almost did
listening.
that.
Yeah, I almost did
do
it
it.
too. Will
Do it.
actually did it. Will actually
I
bought it.
actually did.
You fucking piece of shit.
Everyone should do it. They need a Vita in their lives.
Speaking
Everyone
of-
needs a Vita.
Speaking of Persona 5
Woo!
confirmed this year,
Hell yeah.
December. Which
that's
was
what
my
I'm-
guess. That was my guess in the first place. But
That was my big high. You guys were Metal Gear Solid 5 and Fallout 4. I'm Metal Gear Solid 5 and Persona 5.
I'm
I'm all
excited for
three.
Persona 5. Yeah, I'm all three. But P5 is I'm really excited for P5. It's nice to finally get away from everything that's associated with P4. I love P4 to death, and I'll buy into anything that Atlas sells me with P4 on it, except for P4 Golden. But
Because you don't have a Vita.
it'll be nice to see a new setting and to see what exactly is gonna be going down again. It'll
Yeah, I think it's gonna be cool.
I'm not sure if this is a rumor or not, but I heard that it's gonna kind of play like Assassin's Creed. Ott,
It-
have you heard about that?
I have not heard that. I
Yeah.
saw a gameplay video that maybe looked a little like that, but that seems weird and stupid, and they
like-
shouldn't do
but-
that.
Like the platforming, like it's still gonna be a turn-based RPG. Like you know how in P4 you kind of like walk around and then you like walk into enemies and shit like that. But
Yeah.
there's gonna be more emphasis on like platforming, and the platforming I heard is going to be Assassin's Creed-esque. Now that's a rumor, so
I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be like that because Atlas is usually really good at going off the beaten path.
Well, I mean,
whenever it
yeah,
comes to shit like that.
like with Catherine.
yeah, I was about to mention Catherine.
Yeah.
that game is pretty off the fucking beaten path.
I fucking love Catherine. It's great.
It's hard as dicks.
It is. It's very hard. I tried playing it on hard mode. I got about halfway through.
I tried playing Last of Us on Grounded, got to the first combat encounter, which is like 40 minutes into that goddamn game, got shot,
Yeah.
died, and turned it off.
I've only done survival because Grounded is DLC and I haven't gotten it yet.
You know what else is a really hard game?
What else?
Dark Souls.
Oh
Dark
yeah,
Souls
that's a hard
is.
game.
It's a really hard game. Oh,
And you know what's even harder than Dark Souls?
what?
Interacting with people and trying to accomplish a goal.
Shit!
And Twitch is
That's the-
trying both at the same time.
Oh, good lord, it is, and it's a nightmare.
Twitch plays Dark
Oh.
Souls.
Twitch plays
It's-
Dark Souls.
That was real entertaining for 10 minutes, and then it was just sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, how
Let's
would
see
you
where they are.
do that?
I think
are
they-
they still in the pool?
I'm
I-
gonna check that.
Well, they implemented democracy mode
See, but I don't know if that's gonna work with Dark
as of
Souls.
today.
Because Dark Souls, like, if you can't stop for 5 seconds.
You have to move. You have to make an
No.
attack like
Can't.
actively.
Like, you're gonna get fucked up if you do try to do that. Oh, apparently they're banning, like, inputs now.
They're in the hole. They're in the pool.
They're in the fucking pool.
There.
They implement democracy and banning, and they're still in the fucking pool.
It's been 5 days, and they have not even reached the asylum demon
And
properly.
because I see years, I have a feeling this is just gonna constantly be going, unless that was just like a joke. So
This is never gonna happen. This is just. This
I don't
is so
think this is.
stupid.
I don't think this will ever end. It's never gonna end. They're gonna be stuck in the pool for eternity.
fucking pool.
Twitch servers will shut down before they get out of the asylum.
If they can
Twitch
just
will
get
go
out of the
bankrupt.
asylum, I'll be happy. Because I know
If they
people-
get out of the asylum, I'd applaud them.
Yeah,
If they get out of the asylum, I will give money to something.
yeah. Because I know people in real life who have not managed to get out the fucking asylum. Like, who played
Yeah.
that game
Wow.
for like 3 hours, couldn't get out the asylum because they didn't figure out that you're supposed to fucking run from the asylum demon, and then gave up on Dark Souls. So I know
Yeah.
people. So at least I can
Did
say,
Matt almost do that?
yeah, Matt has been stuck in Undeadburg for a year.
Yes.
Maybe
That's terrible.
longer. I let him have that game in like either 2013 or 2014, and he's still in Undeadburg, and I don't
That would
get
drive
that.
me crazy.
yeah.
I would not be able to sit next to Matt and watch him play that game. I would probably kill him.
It's really hard watching incompetent people play Souls games, man.
It's tough. I mean, if you've ever
Or it's
tried
hilarious.
It
Depending
can
on
be
how
hilarious. Yeah, it can be hilarious.
it can be hilarious if they're very good at making jokes while dying,
Or if they're just terrible at video games, and
or if they're just terrible. at
and
video
not
games.
terrible in the sense of like how Matt is at video games, because he doesn't realize he's terrible, but terrible in the sense of they know that they're terrible.
Oh my God,
What?
they're getting so close. They're by the ladder.
Yeah, they've been by the ladder. They'll climb
They're
up the
now
ladder.
running against a wall. Oh, they've stopped running. Oh, they're rolling.
Oh,
Oh,
they're rolling.
God.
No, I saw it the
They're
one
so
time I did
close.
tune in. They managed to climb up the ladder out of the pool, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is awesome!" And then they rolled into the hole and then rolled back into the pool. Like, I feel like that's just been
It's
happening
the
a lot.
saddest. Well,
It
Let's-
brings a tear to your eye.
let's leave those poor souls doing their dark deeds.
Fuck
Get
you.
it? And
Let's talk about some more poor souls.
yeah.
People who are working at Konami.
Oh Lord, yes.
Oh, the poor people who work at Konami and are being surveillanced.
Not only being, I heard this story, that somebody who was working at Konami got fired from Konami or quit, either one of those, and they
I think it was
changed
he
their
quit.
changed their employment status on Facebook, and a couple other people who worked at Konami liked it. Konami found the people who liked that status, and put them in different divisions, and basically gave them the shittiest jobs possible.
You
It-
want to do
it's-
maintenance work on a pachinko machine, Mr. Game Developer?
It-
Shouldn't everyone just love Konami? They've done such good work these past few
Oh,
years.
and you want to hear something even better?
What?
Konami, it has seen a 160% increase in profit.
Fuck them.
Of course they have.
Yep.
Of course they have. Business.
So for all of you listeners out there, nothing is real. The good guy always loses, and you're living in hell. That's the moral of this story. Seriously, there's some fucking demonic shit going on at Konami right now.
Remember this: contradiction is truth.
Like, what even is? What are some highlights from this shit? Highlights, and there are people like being like emotionally abused at this company, and apparently this isn't out of the norm in Japan, from what I've heard.
It's not out of the norm for like surveillance. Surveillance stuff isn't that out of the norm from what I've heard, but
like punitive reassignment is kind of
that's getting
over
harsh.
the top.
Yeah, a little. Fucking hell.
It's a little over the top.
I'm actually really glad Kojima got away from them.
He's still there till December. They still have time to do him in.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
They're gonna reassign him to a pachinko factory, and then, oh no, a large piece of equipment fell on his head.
And then
no.
And his whole living will is all devoted to Konami.
No, they'll have him work on the Metal Gear pachinko machine.
Yeah, and it'll crush him.
And then he'll make it into an actual Metal Gear.
Yeah.
And then he will take over Konami, and everything will be great. I'm gonna go with that headcanon.
I want it. Everyone wants it.
Oh man, this is kind of on topic, and we haven't talked about this. Guillermo del Toro is swearing off working in video games, for like.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, he's tried so hard.
He got so far.
And got rebuffed so horribly.
What's really sad about this is he actually probably could have made a game if he didn't pick like shitty people to work with. Like,
yeah,
I understand why he wanted to work with Kojima, because I mean that's like the fucking dynamic duo if I've ever fucking heard of one.
Yeah, I think that Del Toro and Kojima could, if Del Toro hadn't sworn off gaming, they still could have made a really good game. But fucking the Kojima Konami situation, like the timing was terrible.
Yeah, the timing was really bad, and on top of that, the game he worked on beforehand was with THQ.
Yep, that was.
Yep. Timing was terrible.
He is the kiss of death for game companies.
Yeah,
apparently.
He really fucking is.
Yeah.
On top of this, Ott, have you seen the Pachinko Silent Hill machine?
Is that the one with erotic violence?
Yes.
No.
Boy.
Erotic violence is Castlevania.
Oh yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
what's Castlevania's great descriptor? Castlevania. What's Silent Hill's great descriptor? Does it have one?
Silent Hill's great descriptor is
how do I say this?
The big old eyeball that's in the middle of the fucking screen like 4 or 5 times.
Okay, first don't watch that Pachinko machine just yet, because you haven't played Silent Hill 1, 2, or 3, have you?
No.
It actually spoils the ending to Silent Hill 2. The trailer Pachinko spoils the ending to fucking Silent Hill 2. So don't watch that video.
Yeah, don't watch the trailer. Don't watch the trailer until after you play Silent Hill. At least Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 is the one that spoils. So
yeah.
That's when you get
a Pachinko machine trailer. Oh my.
Yep.
This is a satirical world in like a novel by who's that guy who wrote the book The Circle?
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it's that. Good God.
Dave Eggers.
Dave Eggers, yes.
And it looks fake. It looks like a parody. It looks like
it looks like a comedy, like something that like Saturday Night Live or someone like that would do to make fun of how they were treating Castlevania.
Okay, yeah, because like one of the big like themes in Silent Hill 2, not to spoil anything, this is just a theme that's like there, is like domestic violence. It's a very dark, a very serious theme that deserves to be treated seriously.
And now you get to win groceries.
Yeah, it's like it's used as a marketing tactic for a pachinko machine.
Yay! Don't you love the world?
Man, we're just a negative podcast this week.
Well, let's talk about
some.
There's some happy things happening with horror games.
was it Forgotten Memories is being made.
Yeah, Forgotten Memories looks really
Guys,
great.
Zihi's gonna be in there.
But even better, and this could be really terrible news too, depending on how you look at it. Resident Evil 2 is getting the remake treatment.
Yes, it is, and it's what people have been asking for years
Which
now.
is actually funny because I remember like either last year or the year before Capcom straight up fucking said that they weren't making Resident Evil Remake 2.
Yeah,
And then
it's
they
like,
were
we're not doing Resi 2. We're not
Yeah.
doing it.
And then Capcom said a couple months ago, we're gonna keep making HD remasters because they bring in the money.
And on top of that, the best one is they announced the fucking HD remaster for Code Veronica. No, not
Oh,
Veronica.
that's great.
For Zero, because the Code
Okay,
Veronica
Zero.
one already came out. For
It
Resident
did?
Evil's, yeah,
Yeah, it came out a couple years ago.
it came out when
I didn't know
HD
that.
Resi 4 came out.
Shit. Need to
Yeah,
get
they
on
announced
that.
that they're remastering fucking Resident Evil Zero, a game that Resident Evil fans don't even want to play. So like,
Yeah. It's that's
I feel like they're
That's
doing
not that great.
the Capcom test, which is like, that's what I thought was that they were doing the Capcom test, which is, you know, if this doesn't sell, then we're not going to get another thing, you know?
Yeah.
Because Capcom's been known to do these little fucking tests. They were doing
Yeah.
the definitive edition of Devil May Cry 4, which I don't know how that sold. Hopefully it sold well, because
I
want
think
to
it sold terribly.
No.
I think I read that it like sold a couple thousand copies.
I just want another Devil May Cry game that isn't DMC. Like,
Well, wait for Bayonetta 3, buddy.
yeah, I guess wait for fucking Bayonetta 3.
Oh, is that ever gonna happen?
Oh
It
yeah, 'cause
might.
that
Well,
game sold terribly as
did-
well.
Yeah, because it
Really?
was
Yeah,
exclusive to
Bayo
Wii
2's
U and it didn't,
Oh yeah, that's
which
true.
is
It
for
was
Wii U.
anyone who had a Wii U and liked character action games got it. I got it. I like
That's,
it.
Yeah, no, I mean, at least we got a second one, right?
Yeah,
That's true. At least we got a second one.
that was a really bad decision on Hideki Kamiya's part.
It was. Don't go with Wii U. You have a game that's centered towards like the PlayStation players.
Well, it wasn't going to get made until Nintendo stepped in and helped publish it.
Oh
So,
really?
yeah, that's what happened. They like threw money at him.
Did
Well,
I think it was gonna
damn.
be because I like Bayonetta's a big game amongst people who are like really into gaming, but like as far as like a demographic that would like want to buy a Wii U, that's not gonna sell a console.
Yeah,
So
I
think
understand.
no,
they made
not
the
at all.
It's
decision.
people. It's people who play like the PlayStation, or I want to say that the Xbox also has good sales with Bayonetta, but I think it was mostly towards most of the sales were on the PlayStation console. If I'm thinking,
Yeah,
if I'm
I think
remembering
it's
right.
because did Bayo sell really well? How did Bayo do in Japan? 'Cause
I
did-
don't think Bayo did that well in Japan. Actually,
I don't really remember.
I thought it was Xbox exclusive for a little bit, and then it became.
You know what? I think you're right.
Yeah,
Was it?
yeah. I want
Man,
to
that's
say it was
what a
Xbox
weird-
exclusive for a little
a-
bit.
That's
That's
weird
that's a weird. That's like a reverse rare.
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Holy fuck, it is. Jesus. Okay, Bayonetta is third
cool.
person. The game was originally released in Japan in October 2000. No. No. North American. No. Okay. Yeah. It was originally both.
Yep, PS3
Yeah.
and Xbox 360.
Yeah. Okay.
What did it like? Was there like a delay in release or something in the U.S.?
There was a year delay in release in the U.S.
Maybe that's why. I don't know.
Bayonetta is a
Uh,
tricky game because it's not a game that I ever thought was like really popular, but it's like really omega popular amongst like again people who are like nerds, like who are
It's-
really
it's-
into gaming.
It's mega popular to the people who are really into the action area.
Yeah.
Like, people who really like DMC tend to really like Bayonetta as well.
Well, it's made by the same person. I mean,
Exactly. I mean, it's hard.
Platinum games are always fantastic, and so like, I don't know, like Bayonetta is a pretty huge name because that was like the first. Was that the first game released under the Platinum moniker? I want to say it was.
That sounds right. Let me
Yeah,
think.
that sounds about right, but
I know it
When
wasn't
was
the first.
was Mad World before or after?
I want to say Mad World was after it.
I think it was because
What
I
was-
think
what
that
was the
Bayonetta
third one in that deal?
Uh,
It was Bayo, Mad World. There was Infinite.
There's Anarchy
Space.
Reigns. That was
Infinite
Anarchy-
Space was the third one apparently.
No, that was a weird side thing. There was a third one.
What do you mean by a third one?
There went so for, Platinum had some publishing deal, and there
do
were
3 games.
do 3 games. And then Infinite Undiscovery was this redheaded stepchild.
Oh, it was Anarchy Reigns for Sega.
Yeah, and
are you talking about that?
Anarchy Reigns
Okay.
was the sequel to Mad World.
Wait, no,
I
it was
don't.
Vanquish.
Yes, Vanquish. That was it.
Vanquish. That's it.
Vanquish.
Because Anarchy Reigns was a sequel to Mad World, so that
What
wouldn't have
the-
been part of the original.
What the fuck is up with Hideki Kamiya and Shinji Mikami and all these dudes doing weird publishing deals with?
Because
companies?
it's hard to get money, yo.
Fair enough.
It's
Fair enough.
very hard to get
Because
money.
I remember the Capcom 5, which became the Capcom 4, which then became a bunch of games that got ported to other consoles as well. And that was
Yeah.
like that's like the big one that I remember. Like of all the publishing deals, that's the one I remember because it's got RE4, Beautiful Joe, and God Hand, and I love all of those games.
I haven't played Beautiful Joe.
I can't remember what the fourth one is, because if I remember correctly, it was a pretty immemorable game. And I also remember that RE4 getting ported to the PS2 is the reason Shinji Mikami left Capcom.
Yeah.
No, he was pissed about that.
No, he had the right to be pissed about that.
Because
He didn't know what was happening.
Yeah, he was told that it was just gonna be made for the GameCube, and that's kind of the deal he signed. I don't know why he wanted it to be exclusive to the GameCube, but he really wanted that game to be exclusive to the GameCube, along with all the other Capcom, with all of the other Capcom 4 games, which it was Shinji Mikami, Hideki Kamiya, and somebody else who were all working on it, and it was kind of like a proto Platinum, like everybody at Platinum who hadn't left yet to become Platinum. I remember, what was it, 4 Leaf Studios, like
the 4 Leaf Studios was Okami.
Yeah, and that was kind of like that was also like a proto Platinum thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember RE4 got ported to PS2. Shinji Mikami got really pissed off, left Capcom, and on top of that, I believe there's like Shinji Mikami like said something along the lines of like before it came out for GameCube, like if it comes to PS2, I'll chainsaw my own head off.
And it went to PS2.
Yeah, and so
his head's somewhere. We don't know where his head is.
It's in Shadows of the Damned. There's
it's in Shadows of the Damned.
His decapitated head next to a chainsaw is in Shadows of the Damned.
Yep.
Oh.
Which is
Jokes.
awesome.
Yes, it is great.
But
by the way, going into I know that this might be going into a bit of a callback to fuck Konami type thing, but the Silent Hill 2's infinite amounts of going to different consoles. You remember that, Danny?
Yeah, I do. I remember when it got ported to Xbox and then 360, PS3. Is that it?
Yep, and they did not pay their voice actors.
Yeah, I remember that.
For all that shit.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's kind of terrible, but also fantastic how stupid you could be to port a game and not pay your voice actors the royalties that they're supposed to be given. I mean, it's like a terrible thing to do, but that's just so stupid.
Well, especially when you have people like Guy Seehee who like know how the industry works. And
yeah, a person who is a businessman who knows what to do with money and knows how money works.
And just don't take that shit.
Yeah.
It's funny that RE4 Shinji Mikami was like upset about Resi 4 being ported to a bunch of being ported just to the PS2 because that game is on pretty much every console now. It's on 360, PS3.
It's on phones.
Yeah, it's on phones.
Yep.
It's on the Wii. It's on PC.
On your computer.
Yeah, it's on my computer. Like that game is fucking. The only reason it couldn't go to fucking the PS4 was because it wasn't balanced for lean.
Whatever that fucking means. Yeah. There's no lean mechanic.
That's like my favorite game piece, like my favorite news article to come out of Sony is that RE4 can't be ported to the PS4 because it isn't balanced for lean.
AKA, no one wants to throw the money at that. Who cares?
Yeah.
We can't. The jig is up. We can't sell them a third copy of this game.
Oh no!
You.
Oh
they
no!
Totally could.
It's like, oh no, we can't do it. No, Hideki. It's just because Hideki Kamiya wouldn't be able to stand another PlayStation console getting Resident Evil 4.
No,
he would
Shinji
shoot
Mikami.
all of them. I mean, not Shinji Mikami. Yeah.
No.
I'm getting all my characters mixed up. All my people. They're all getting mixed up.
Fuck. People are gonna hate us.
Yep, they sure are.
They're gonna listen to our podcast and be like, no, that's Shinji Mikami. No.
It's the pilot. They can forgive us.
Yeah.
It's a pilot. We don't know what we're doing, people. We're
We don't
literally
have the
just
final.
talking.
We don't even have the final opening credits set. It's all good.
Yeah. Oh fuck. One last thing.
One last thing.
Before
I want to talk about this thing, Fig.
I was gonna say before we transition, you said they can't sell us another copy of RE4, but I'm gonna bust your balls here and say, you want to know how many fucking copies of RE4 I own?
How many copies of RE4 do you own?
I own it on the Xbox 360. I own it on the GameCube. I owned it on the PS2. I owned it on the Wii, and I owned it briefly on the PS3 when I had a PS3. I have owned 6 copies of RE4.
Jesus fucking Christ on a bicycle.
I've owned 4 copies of Dark Souls. It's a mess.
I own every single copy of Dark Souls every single console that's on. I have one copy for each console.
Yep.
I suddenly feel way better about double dipping on every Bethesda game.
Man,
so I'm not triple dipping.
It's a mess. Yeah, triple. Dude, I fucking 6 times dipped. 6 times, man. That's sex dipped.
I'm gonna tell you this: if P4 Golden were ever to be ported to like PS3, I don't think it ever will. But if it ever were to, I would buy it on PS3. Yeah. I'd buy it on PS4. I'd buy it on every single console, just like I do with Dark Souls. Love that game.
Yeah, no, for real. If another port for RE4 came out and I had the console, I'd probably get it. Just so I could be like, well, at least I can play RE4 on this now. Like,
I can play RE4 on more things, so that means it's good. That means life is good.
Let's talk about things that might be a mess. Let's talk about Fig.
Okay, so how do y'all feel about Kickstarter?
I love it.
I am highly pro Kickstarter.
How would you feel if, when you gave approximately $1,000 or so to a Kickstarter campaign, you could get a return on that investment in the form of a percentage of the game's sales?
Well, that would be fucking cool.
That would be...
Is that what Fig is?
Really, that would be amazing if I had that much money to spend on a Kickstarter.
That is what Fig is. At the moment, you can only get that revenue share if you are an accredited investor, which means you have to have $1 million in assets, but within the next few months, they're opening it up to anyone who can throw $1,000 at it.
Well, if I had enough money to...
Exactly. If I had $1,000 to throw at the game...
Now I'm trying to wonder what demographic this is going to hit, though.
This is... So, a little background, so we aren't just talking vaguely about this thing. Fig launched today. It is sort of the brainchild of an ex-Double Fine guy, and its other people involved include Fergus Urquhart, Tim Schafer himself from Double Fine, Brian, I can't remember his last name, the Wasteland 2 guy, and then an actor from Heroes.
Was he an actor? I thought it was like one of the behind-the-scenes guys. I can't entirely remember.
I think he's an actor. Let me read from this.
No.
Let me read from this document if it actually tells me anything. Brian Fargo is the person I was thinking of, the Wasteland guy. Yeah, this is Killing Podcast here, so I'll just say that dude who's somehow involved with Heroes and also Hawaii Five-0. But yeah,
I'm
so
sorry.
basically, I apologize to whoever your name might be for not remembering your name. But anyway, so this is like really interesting to me as someone who likes get-rich-quick schemes. Of course, I don't have $1,000 to throw at this, but wouldn't it be nice? But I think this could be huge in the fact that it is incentivizing accredited investors, i.e. people who have a shit ton of money, to invest in upstart games. The fact that it has everything needs to be vetted first by a panel of people who know their crowdfunding and know their shit. Again, that's Tim Schafer, Fergus Urquhart, Brian Fargo, and company are on this board of advisors who are checking every submission, like, do we want this on here or not? And then it's also only 2 crowdfunding campaigns a month on this site. So in terms of like finding alternatives to the publisher model, if this takes off, this could be big. This could like break the publishing back in if it goes the right route.
Well, see, my issue with this, my only issue with this, is that I don't quite understand again what demographic they're trying to hit with this. Like, people who are going to invest in something.
They probably aren't gonna know what's going on with the video game industry first.
Well,
yeah,
not necessarily.
I wouldn't go as far
Not
as say that,
necessarily, but that there is like
that is a big issue. That is a
an
big issue. Nintendo's investors, if you listen to their fucking, they have a meeting of some sort available that you can listen to. It's actually disgusting because a lot of their investors just have no clue. It's actually the reason the 3DS got pushed out way early, and is probably one of the reasons the 3DS at launch moved not that many copies, didn't make that much money. A lot of investors just simply have no idea what the fuck is going on with video games. They just
and that's why this site is specifically geared toward investors who know stuff about video games.
But
like the way it's framed, the way it's being sold is like gearing towards a very specific type of person. And the numbers are already showing that there's an interest for this. It's, their first campaign, which is for this game Outer Wilds, which is sort of described Majora's Mask in space. This was released today. It has already raised over $58,000 of $125,000 goal with only 216 supporters. That's an average of $268 per person, which is significantly higher than, which of course means there are probably some big fish supplying a lot of money to it. But like compared to Kickstarter campaigns, that's a significantly higher margin of
fair enough.
like donations. And just and the other thing is it has the normal Kickstarter hook, so anyone can throw money at it and get a return in the form of like, oh, here's your cool T-shirt, here's your digital game, although they won't be profit sharing.
Yeah.
I think this could be huge.
Well, yeah.
It does have,
I mean, when you put it
has
like
the
that,
ability.
I guess I definitely misunderstood the
it's not like the limit. Like, it's not like the minimum is $1,000. $1,000 is where you get a return.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that's the tier where it's just like, you want to make some money with us, kick in $1,000. Otherwise,
really, that's kind of all you have to do, because that's an incentive enough for people to want to, obviously.
If people think
Kickstarter hadn't had this idea. I mean, good on Tim Schafer for fucking.
It's only become recently viable because of the implementation of a new sort of I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's like a job stimulus bill that got passed recently that allows non-accredited investors to invest in like non-stock ventures or something to that effect. I'm probably butchering the actual law, but it basically just opens up all sorts of other things to direct investment and revenue sharing by your common person who has $1,000 to spend.
So, all right, I gotta ask a big question then. Who do you think is gonna be the first person to like really utilize this?
Well, this game Outer Wilds is making a lot of money right now.
Yeah, but I mean,
like, but that's not
Obsidian.
Because
Obsidian could be a pretty good one.
Obsidian has said they're preparing something.
Okay, well there you fucking go.
It's gotta be Obsidian.
Can Obsidian make a bad game? The answer is no.
No.
They absolutely cannot.
Dungeon Siege 3? That wasn't received? That's the only game of theirs I havenn't played to some extent.
I haven't played Dungeon Siege 3.
I have never played that, but I have played basically all their other games. I think KOTOR 2 is the shit.
Oh, I should... Okay, Grant, I haven't played KOTOR 2. I own KOTOR 2. I have not played KOTOR 2.
Well, guess what? This is what that podcast is for, motherfucker.
Yeah! I played KOTOR 1. I played KOTOR 1.
Now, here's what we gotta do.
KOTOR 1 is awesome.
Walmart's doing a sale on 3DSs. Alright? You can get one for $159, and you get a $100 gift card every time you buy one. With that price, we can flip these babies for $230 pop. Easy. Plus, the Legend of Zelda kind. Quick, you've got to come. You've got to.
Oh my god.
Give me free stuff, Nintendo.
Oh shit, Will, you haven't seen the newest episode of Rick and Morty yet, have you?
I haven't seen it.
You should watch that.
It. Yeah.
I haven't watched a lot of Rick and Morty. There's a lot of Rick and Morty I need to watch.
That's also true, yeah. Actually, there's like 5 or 6 episodes, so you're not that far behind.
Okay, cool.
But anyways, Is that everything? Have we covered everything on the dock?
I think
Is
that's everything on the dock. I think just
the dock is clear?
The dock is cleared, well, except for two things. Do we want to talk about these two things, guys?
I think
Let's
we have
see.
time. Let's
Yeah.
see.
All right.
Sure.
Bethesda's creating fake profiles on Tinder to advertise their free-to-play mobile game, Fallout Shelter.
Way to go, Bethesda! Really getting your games out there.
Yeah, so I find this interesting on two levels. First off, it's saying it's the profile is for Vault Boy, which is kind of skeezy.
Yeah.
And second, it's this weird snake eating its own tail situation where you are having actual video games advertising inside of something that, in my view, is sort of like making relationship hunting into a Diablo game.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this right now, buddy. Did you ever see the Fallout 4 video that was on Pornhub?
Yeah, I did
saw
watch
that news story. Yes.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it.
It's a new market opening up.
Todd Howard, he came out of E3, spewing fucks and shits, and now he's just really showing it.
Bethesda's just getting into straight up hardcore pornography.
Yep. Would not be surprised.
Just wait for it. It's happening. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Wait out for Fallout 5.
Yeah, Fallout 5. Fisto the robot, man.
Well, I mean, if you go
Fisto,
on the Nexus sites, I mean, there's plenty of stuff already there for you.
Who do you think's been making them? Todd Howard.
Yeah, he is Caliente of Caliente's Big Booty Mob fame.
That's Todd Howard.
I would not doubt it.
Anyways, yeah, upon this whole Tinder advertising, I think it's stupid as fuck.
I know, but it's great.
Congratulations on them for finding
way.
another market to advertise their product, I guess. But it's like
I just think this is so dumb. This is the dumbest headline I saw all day. I was
really
like, I just need to say something about this.
Oh, it's really
But yeah,
dumb.
Tinder straight up is Diablo for relationships.
Tinder is also already filled with like spam bots and shit.
It really is.
Yeah, so like I don't know. Rainbow Six.
It's been delayed.
Really?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So what?
That was a breaking headline this morning, and I thought I had some things I was interested in talking about in regards to like how it is being delayed allegedly because of like players saying bad things about it, which is kind of unprecedented for Ubisoft before releasing a game.
Nah.
For Ubisoft, yes, but there have been other publishers.
No, that's what I meant Ubisoft specifically, since they have a recent track record being like, we don't care what people think, go for it.
Blatant fucking track record. That Unity shit was unforgivable.
Oh,
it really was.
That Assassin's for that, like, a lot of people like have kind of forgotten about it, but I will not let this be forgotten. They embargoed reviews because they knew they were releasing a broken game.
Yep.
Seriously?
I have not bought an Ubi game since.
I will not.
I haven't bought a Ubisoft game since. Actually, I think I got Watch Dogs, and that's it. I didn't buy anything else after Watch Dogs.
Oh, I'm sorry for you.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of a hypocrite because From Software like did the Watch Dogs treatment with Dark Souls 2, where they just blatantly lied about how it was gonna look.
I mean, everyone does that.
Yeah,
no.
but except for Bethesda. Bethesda hasn't.
Bethesda. I think that's and also Rockstar.
Well,
Rockstar's been very good at presenting.
Rockstar has been very good at doing that, but like the thing with Dark Souls 2 is that it did say that it did show off the game as like being not as good as it was, but at least it's still a relatively fun game.
No, but they still like blatantly lied about graphically what it was going to look like, and I don't think that's
Yeah,
acceptable.
but what? No, that's not
like,
cool or anything like that. But what I'm saying is like,
if Watch Dogs, but here's the like Watch Dogs, the gameplay at least it still looks like gameplay you're gonna get in the game, so like, it's not like Watch Dogs blatantly lied about how it was gonna play, you know, like it just lied about how it was gonna look, which that's not the biggest. Like I feel like people made a bigger deal about that than they should have.
Yeah, I mean the main problem with me with Watch Dogs is that it's boring as fuck.
Oh, it is boring as fuck. That game sucks. It's
just a boring game.
I am so thankful I managed to cancel the pre-order after the game had released.
You really fucked Maddie on that one, man.
Oh, I did.
Wait,
You
what?
really fucked
I've
Maddie on
told
that
the
one.
story on another podcast, but I'll just briefly
Yeah, briefly
reiterate it.
rehash it.
So
Okay.
because I'm a fancy man who likes to save money on video games while not actually technically pirating things, there was a real awesome deal where if you did some fun stuff with proxy servers, you could pre-order Watch Dogs through the Indian Origin store for about $30. So I was interested in the game, and Maddie was also interested in the game. And I said, hey, Maddie, let's pre-order this. Let me show you how to do this. So she was like, okay, I'm on board. So we went and put down our $30 a pop through the Indian Origin store. And come launch day, the reviews are trickling out, and it ain't looking so pretty. And I'm looking at my Origin library, and I'm noticing that, the game released an hour ago, but it still hasn't activated in my account. It's still saying pre-order pending. So I just casually click over the icon and it says cancel. I said, what if I can do that? So I clicked it and boom, it disappeared from my library. I get an email saying you have canceled your pre-order for Watch Dogs. So I was like, well, dodge a bullet on that one. Next day I get a call from Maddie saying, yeah, they charged me the full price for the game. And now I have this piece of shit that doesn't run on my computer.
It's the best. It's the fucking best.
I'm surprised our friendship survived that.
It's seriously the fucking best. Oh
That's
man.
great.
You sold Maddie a copy of Watch Dogs.
I did.
You
You
fucking piece of
And
shit.
Yep. It's like it's like a sign of disrespect in a mafia movie. It's like you wake up in your bed and there's just a copy of Watch Dogs sitting on the pillow next to you.
It's like, oh god damn it! Who put this here?
No!
Oh man, that's fucking good.
Who did this to me?
So, we talked about some good things, talked about some bad things, mostly bad things.
Yep, we are the cynical and sarcastic people.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, what?
That's what we get. That's what we
podcast
get.
doesn't have that hook? Am I right?
Ha ha
But about hooks. We do have a hook for you guys.
You do have a hook that
So, the first game that Ott is playing that we'll be covering in 2 weeks because this is a bi-weekly podcast.
Yeah.
So if you have a problem with that, well, I guess you better subscribe to the YouTube channel because this next episode is going to be a doozy. Ott is for the first time playing RE1.
Oh my god.
Resident
I'm
Evil
playing
1.
Oh
RE1.
Jesus! Woo!
That's a big game. That's a big deal.
It really is.
And
It's a really big deal.
And on top of this, this is the start of Will and I's, like, one of our shared favorite franchises ever. We're real big Resident Evil fans. I'm a bigger Resi fan than Will is, but we're fucking huge Resi fans.
Yep.
And there might be a guest on the next episode of the podcast, a familiar face, who's also a big Resi fan. So yeah, a certain user by the name of I bleached a band. What band could he have bleached? Anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
Signing off, I'm Danny.
I'm Will.
And
I'm talking over Will.
Yeah, he's talking over Will. You piece of shit. This is why. This is why we're making you play these shitty ass games.
Wait a minute. You said these were great games.
I lied.
We lied.